we've got the next race going. Here we go.
Event number 65 is underway, just past the 750-meter mark. Lane 1, Oklahoma City Rowing Club. 2, Marina Aquatic Center. 3, San Diego Rowing Club B boat. 4, San Diego Rowing Club A boat. And in lane 5, the boat that had breakage, the Belen Jesuit Preparatory School. Right now, your race leader is in lane 2, Marina Aquatic Center, followed by Oklahoma City in lane 1.
At 1,000 meters on this one, this is the race that was taken out of sequence because of the breakage that occurred earlier. This is actually race number 65, and it is the men's junior JV Petite final. And on the shoreline, Oklahoma City seems to be having the better of this at the moment. They are stroke for stroke right now with Marina Aquatic Center. In lane number 3 is the San Diego Rowing Club. That's their B boat. In lane number 4, San Diego Rowing Club A crew and Belen Jesuit Preparatory crew out of Miami, Florida, hanging in the outside area. So right up front there, it looks like Marina and Oklahoma City making a go of it.
Yes, there's some real separation between Oklahoma City and Marina in lanes 1 and 2. Difficult to tell exactly from the angle from the tower, but we have some real deviation in course from Oklahoma City there. They suddenly took off towards the left-hand side of their lane, but it's them and Marina who are in the lead, although Marina may have just grabbed it. San Diego Rowing Club B in lane 3 have dropped back, and San Diego Rowing Club and Belen Jesuit are locked in a battle out in the outside lanes.
The men's junior JV Petite final on the water right now. And there's our leader, Oklahoma City.
We have Marina in the lead. They've got about half a boat length over Oklahoma City. When Oklahoma City had that deviation to the left of their lane, it seemed to be in the middle of a Marina push, and Marina have taken advantage of that and have slipped past Oklahoma City and into the lead. They're pushing it out to nearly a boat length at this point.
In lane number 2, the Marina Aquatic Center from Marina Del Rey moving along in that first position, and they've got open water back to Oklahoma City. Then we go to the outside. San Diego Rowing Club A is having a little bit of a tussle all the way on the outside with Belen, and San Diego Rowing Club B is trailing. Marina took over the lead right around the 500-meter mark and has been slowly advancing it as they move down our 2,000-meter course. With 250 meters to go, it's Marina in a comfortable lead right now. Oklahoma City is on the shoreline. Marina, second lane out. Then to the far outside, Belen apparently is getting the best at the moment of San Diego Rowing Club A, and then San Diego Rowing Club B crew is having their struggles and trailing. This is Marina Aquatic Center on the lead, a comfortable lead. Oklahoma City picked up the stroke just a little bit, but they are running out of race course here. Be interesting to watch the finish for third and fourth place, albeit the number 1 spot is the one to be concerned about now. Marina with the 1,500-meter lead and won it the last way at 2,000 meters. Oklahoma City finishing second. And now let's look outside. This is San Diego Rowing Club A on the near side, on the shore side. Outside is Belen. And right now it looks like San Diego Rowing Club A has an ever so slight lead. Belen on the outside. It is San Diego Rowing Club A getting a nose across, and then on the outside it is Belen as the Marina crew tries to recuperate. And we'll be picking up the next race here. Race number 67 ready to go.
Race number 68 is underway. Women's Collegiate 4 plus Coxon. We're at 250 meters into the race. And your leader is in lane 1, University of British Columbia. Second position goes to the Cavaliers of Virginia in lane 3. Then it's Clemson in 4. University of San Diego in the 5th spot. 6th is out here in lane 6, Oregon State University, and Texas is the trailing boat. Once again, 4 with Coxon. There's 4 people rowing. The Coxon lies down on the bow, has a steering much like sitting in the front of a Formula One car, looking over to see where their boat is with respect to the other crews. And now Clemson is your race leader. Clemson in lane 4 at 500 meters is ahead of University of British Columbia in the 2nd spot. 3rd in lane 4 is Clemson. Check that. Virginia is your leader, followed by University of British Columbia in lane 1. Then it's Clemson in the 3rd spot, followed by University of San Diego. Oregon State out here in lane 6, and the trailing crew is the University of Texas. Once again, this is event number 68, the Women's Collegiate 4 with Coxon Petite final.
Wind conditions, although they have calmed down somewhat since we first started racing today, are still somewhat prevalent. And the different effects, Charles, between an 8 and a 4 with the wind.
Well, the 4 is one of the Coxed 4 particularly is one of the more difficult boats to row. It's not the most difficult, that would be the pair. But the Cox 4 is difficult because you do, in order to do it well, you really do need 4 well-matched athletes, matched in technique and matched physiologically. Now, when we get down to this Collegiate 4, we're at their 5th quartet of rowers. The first 2 quartets are sitting in their varsity 8. The next 2 quartets are sitting in their junior varsity 8. So we're down to the 5th quartet of rowers in their internal pecking order. So commonly we see some mismatches in these boats in terms of physiology and technique, which can make it a really challenging event. And today, with the wind a bit squirrely and coming fairly strong from the northwest, where we can expect to see these crews really challenged is just after the 1,000 meter mark as they come through what we call the Ingram Street Bridge Gap.
Or as I like to refer to it sometimes as a wind tunnel, because man, I tell you what, every now and then it is just whistling through there, and it does alter the entire philosophy of the race as you get into that area.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're going to have to adjust your race strategy to know that that's going to happen on a day like today and to have a plan for it.
The Longhorns stroking along there. They're towards the back of the pack, trying to make up some ground. Virginia, our current leader, in lane number 3. Clemson had the early lead and relinquished it after a relatively short period of time.
We're seeing the University of Virginia in lane 3. They seem to have a fairly commanding lead at this stage. Out in lane 5, University of Texas have dropped back a bit, but as do the University of San Diego in lane 2. But the crews in lane 1, British Columbia, and 4 and 6. So 4 is Clemson and 6 is Oregon State. Spread across the race course, but very much in touch with each other. Chasing the Virginia in the lead.
Lane number 3, Virginia, moving along. Having the best of it at the moment. British Columbia and Clemson, once beginning to fade, has gotten back into it. Oregon State on the far outside. University of San Diego and Texas struggling just a bit in this 4s with Coxon. It is the women's collegiate petite final in this category. Continues to be Virginia. They now have a rather substantial amount of open water back to the rest of the pack. So if somebody's going to make a move, they better grind it right now. Clemson looks to be in the better position as British Columbia along the shoreline has faded back just a bit, but BC certainly being in that lane number 1 with the more protected wind situation along the last 500 meters might be in a position if they can get going. On the far outside, Oregon State has begun to make a move. Oregon State way outside. They may have run out of the length of the race course to be able to get back in it, but the last 250 to 300 meters, they have certainly made some advances from their trailing position. This is Virginia on the front. Nobody seems to be challenging or threatening them right now, although British Columbia has gotten back into it a bit, as has Clemson on the outside.
I think British Columbia has had a good last 500, and they certainly seem to have eased into second spot ahead of Clemson and Oregon State. But also making a run at it now is the University of San Diego, who have upped their rating, and they have made a big push at Clemson.
Virginia on the lead. White shell, orange jerseys, lots of open water. British Columbia may have started a little bit too late. They still have some open water between themselves and the leader, as we have British Columbia along the shoreline, and they look like they might be in a very comfortable position to stay with that second spot. And then we go out to Clemson fighting for the lead early, fallen back and have been unable to get back into it. And quite frankly, USD has made a nice run here, but they, again, a little too late. Virginia, the unofficial winner, followed by the University of British Columbia. And then with the light shining across the water, it is Clemson, University of San Diego. And then on the far outside, that would be Oregon State with Texas trailing.